The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. He
missed the pit complete. That is crazy
As I
stuff.
said, Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
We look down at Michigan International Speedway, which today plays host to the Michigan 150, round 20 of 31 on the American Pool Supply Truck Series 2017 calendar, and the final round of the 10-race summer segment. So pop open a bag of Better Made potato chips, pour yourself a tall cold glass of Verner's Ginger Ale, put the Lazy Boy recliner to good use, and enjoy the simulated NASCAR action that will be streaming your way here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. From the Great Lakes State, welcome to another GSRC broadcast way up in the press box to bring you our Word's Eye view. It's the team of Soup and Crackers. Yours truly, Bill Soupson, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose. Our director down in the production van, well, they don't call him the hardest working man in sim race broadcasting for nothing. Efforting his 7th broadcast of the weekend, our director, Joe Peak. And if he can stay awake to use them at his disposal, will be cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. Now, before I reintroduce Sean Ambrose to talk about the track, let me make sure the Crackers has assimilated to his environment. Buddy, I know you and Joe have been busy this weekend. Yesterday, you were at Indy for a Lotus 49 race, Summit Point for a Camel GT event, the Nürburgring for the Predator event, SK Modifieds at Fives Flags, and then earlier today at Brands Hatch for a Lotus 79 affair. Can you do this? Do you know where you are?
I'm just glad I took the left at Kalamazoo and the right at Albuquerque. Yes, sir, I am here opening this track here in 1968. Michigan International Speedway is situated on 1,400 acres in the scenic Irish Hills area of southeastern Michigan, 4 miles south of the village of Brooklyn, with nearby Detroit being home base for U.S. car manufacturing. Compared to most other tracks, car owners always feel more pressure here to succeed. Now, this 2-mile D-shaped oval has 18 degrees of banking, modest by NASCAR standards, but steep for Indy cars. And I'll tell you what, not let's say very steep for these trucks that we'll see this evening. But this will be a lot of full-out throttle to the floor, pedal to the metal racing here. But this track is wide. We'll have multiple racing lines. Everybody will have their own idea about how like that to get around. But right now, let's get an idea of how to get around here by jumping on board the GSRC Chevrolet Silverado.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a spin around the Michigan International Speedway in the GSRC Chevrolet Silverado, my home track. So for your laps here, it's going to be a big, sprawling speedway, a lot of room to run. But getting it wound up, you're going to run all the way up here, kind of right next to the fence. And then down into turn 1, you're going to let it float out of the throttle just a little bit, right down to about half throttle. Let it find the seam down here on the bottom lane. Don't go below that seam. It will de-wedge the vehicle and you'll spin out in about a heartbeat. Aiming for that crossover gate out of turn 2. Don't hit it. Turn 3 is actually really, really easy to overdrive here at MIS. As you can see right here, you go into the corner just too hot and it doesn't want to turn down to the bottom where the grip is. But you can still make time up here because coming out of the corner, you're going to be sailing it really high out of the corner, getting a big arc. And then you're going to see guys run right down here a lot too as the run progresses, especially for your qualifying lap, but as the race runs, because it allows for a little bit of a draft block. Back down into turn 1. Out of the gas a little bit, into it, back out to full throttle, right at about the apex of 2. Aim for that crossover gate, and back down the back stretch. A lot of room to run here. You can see guys going 2, 3 wide, maybe even 4 if they're brave enough. Turn 3, let it lift out right about where the caution light is up there on the wall. Back into the gas hard. Let it eat on the bottom, drift it out towards the fence, out of turn 4, down the front stretch for the final time today. Down all the way here to the apron, don't clip the grass, but across the line, and that is going to complete our track guide around the Michigan International Speedway in the GSRC Chevrolet Silverado. I'm Brian Yazek. Enjoy the show.
"2 miles around, safe and sound," was that recorded lap at Michigan. Now, the 2-hour practice session known as Happy Hour is over, so now the drinks are full price, the free hors d'oeuvres have gone, and qualifying is underway. And while that's happening, Crackers, why don't we take a second and look at the point standings here for a couple races that we have going on.
Okay, yes, let's do that. Let's look at the summer standings here first, okay? After Watkins Glen, here's where we stand. Jeff Ward sitting at the top right now. James Grahula, 51 points. And with a tear that Jeff Ward has been on, it looks to wrap this summer session up. Now, Tyler Dalton back there in third. Jeff Gow, 29 points back there from Tyler in fourth. Brian Yazzie, fifth. Don Runkle Jr. having a really, really good summer session. Sits there in sixth. Rick Thompson, seventh. Travis McQuistion, eighth. Tim Johnston, ninth. And you see those three trucks all knotted up there. Thompson, McQuistion, and Johnston. And John Wilco with an outside chance to maybe pick up another position or two there in 10th. Now, let's move on to the season standings. A little bit different here. Now, Jeff Ward has not made all these races this season. And now in the overall season, you see him all the way down there in 8th. But Brian Yazzie sitting alone up top. James Grahula has been on a pretty solid run. He's continued to close that gap. Watch out for Grahula. Dalton there, 73 points back. Jeff Gow, Tim Johnston, Rick Thompson, McQuistion, all those guys really, really close together. 4th through 7th. Jeff Ward in 8th. Like I said, or I didn't mention before, but Don Runkle having a really, really good summer session has got him up to 9th in the overall points. And then Norm Pelletier sits back there, 244 points back in 10th suit.
Yeah, you see Jeff Ward way down there. He actually didn't race anything in the, what would come before summer, spring. I guess it would be
the spring season.
The spring season. Okay, learn my seasons is next on my list after I get my colors straight. But yeah, he didn't race anything in the spring season. He came in for the summer. He has been crushing that one. So what's going on here today? Well, we're going 150 laps. No, so let me correct myself. 150 miles, 75 laps here today on this 2-mile oval. Fixed setup, Sean's, for these Fords. So they're all racing the same thing, I guess, huh?
Yes, sir. They are. And I'll tell you what, we've got quite a bit in store for you this evening here. It is tonight the Michigan 150 and the halfway point this evening. The American Pool Supply Halfway Award will be awarded at lap 38 this evening, Sue. Now, we are in the middle of this two-lap single truck qualifying session, and several of the trucks have already gotten both of those laps in. It is 87 degrees on track, mostly cloudy, about 76 degrees outside. Very, very little wind. And I'm seeing there Jeff Ward just throwing down a monster lap there, puts him up to second on the qualifying order right now with his second lap complete. Tyler Dalton sitting on the provisional pole right now, Sue, with a 39.017.
And that changes. Look at that. James Grahula gets up there as Motley Grahula finding that top spot, getting in those 2 laps going on. 100% fuel. They're not have 100% in there right now, so they probably have a qualifying setup, one would imagine, but it's 100% fuel, so they can go a while with pit stops. Sean, do you think tires is going to play in effect? Can they run a whole fuel run without losing too much time, or do they have to come in early?
Well, based on what I'm looking at for track temperature, honestly, I think they'll be okay with these tires. Listen, this track is it's got really a lot of nice flow to it. It really is the fastest track in NASCAR. You do carry more speed here than you do even than the super speedways. You just have to let off in the turns, unlike the super speedways, and that's the difference, is driving through these turns and finding the grip. I think there's going to be plenty of grip this evening, and I don't think we're going to have much issue with the tires. In fact, if this turns into a fuel mileage race, I could see possibly 2 tires as an option, Soup. Well, for anyone who watched the Cup race today, that's exactly what we saw there, without giving any spoilers. But I think we could see the very same thing here tonight in the trucks.
No, we are definitely on a no-spoiler policy, and that includes the truck race as well as any Game of Thrones, or for that matter, Big Brother, which my wife is not happy that I got sucked into doing this broadcast, as she was looking forward to sitting next to me holding hands and yelling that we vote out Cody. Honey, I'm coming. We're going to have a green flag run here, right, Sean?
I hope so, Soup. I hope so. Let's go ahead and knock out this NP3 Designs Pole Award winner. We're going to hand it to Texas' own James Grahula with the big lap this evening, the Frosty Pop Racing Silverado going to take us around Michigan International Speedway Soup, coming out of 4 to set up the start of this bad, fast, pole-winning lap.
You can see him really getting below the white line. I guess everywhere's open for racing here, right?
Yes, Soup. Everything is in bounds, as they say.
Coming around Michigan. Very familiar to a track that I'm familiar with out here where I live for Fontana. Kind of almost a sister track to that one. Fontana maybe a little wider. Less bumpy.
They share a lot of similarities, Soup. In fact, they were built by the same person, I believe. Roger Penske.
Yep.
Chiefly responsible for both tracks.
And they come around for that lap. And there you have it. So congratulations to Jay Motley Krahula for getting that pole award. And now, with the exception of Colin Kaepernick, let's all stand up, take our caps off, cover our hearts, and sing or lip sync the words of Francis Scott Key. Time to go racing here at Michigan, so let's have Crackers and Soup run through the starting order. We'll take it a row at a time. Sean, up on front, he won the award. It's James Krahula on pole inside of Tyler Dalton.
Row 2, going to be Jeff Ward and Woodrow Mahan.
Jeff Ward has so many wins in this summer session. Let's see what he can do from the third starting spot. Back there in row 3, it is Michael Krobach and Jeff Gow.
Row 4, Rick Thompson and Travis McQuestion.
Jeff Ryan and Norman Pelletier, the third.
And 11th, in row 6, Randy Yoakum. Right outside him, Devin Cannon.
You know, if Norman Pelletier, if he has a son, that son is kind of like, I mean, if there is the fourth, it's kind of like obligated to name him the fourth. You really can't stop the string, can you? All right, let's move along. Where'd you go? Devin Cannon, did you get down? What'd you do there? I was
right.
All right, Joe Hassard in the Baker's Dozen spot and Mark Nobert in 14th.
Appearance of the Big Joe Show tonight here in the Premier Racing League. Row 8, going to be Tommy Amassi and Snoop Doggy Don Runkle.
And then we get down to a lot of guys, for whatever reason, didn't put in qualifying times. Back there, it is Scott Eckridge and Derek Paulson.
Yeah, Scott Eckridge will be in race control, actually. He clicked in accidentally here. He's saying here in the chat, but that's all right. Derek Paulson going to start 19th and John Wilco 20th.
Then Jeff Thompson and, it's Fred Thompson. Sean, that's not the senator, right?
State Senator Fred Thompson is no longer with us, unfortunately. So
that would really be a story then. And
yes.
John Wilco down there in 23rd, Stephen Herring, the last car out there.
But I will tell you that Fred is aware that I'm a big fan of State Senator Fred Thompson. So we have discussed that previously. So
Senator
occasionally.
And a fine actor as well.
Yes, he was. And so occasionally I may refer to him as State Senator Fred Thompson.
That's good. All right, well, we got through the grid even before they started to roll around here, as there was a long driver's meeting. Not sure what they could possibly talk about. It's a 2-mile oval. I mean, it's pretty basic rules here. Full tank of gas. 75 laps, 150 miles, half a pack of cigarettes, full tank of gas. It's daylight, and they're not wearing sunglasses. Hopefully out there. Sean, kind of a small field today.
Yeah, here at Michigan, you could probably put 60 trucks in the field, and probably wouldn't be a bad thing, Soup. 23 makes it seem a little light, but you know what? We're going to have fun tonight regardless. We'll worry about who's here. I mentioned the Big Joe Show making an appearance. He hasn't been here in a while, so certainly good to see Joe over from the Lionheart IndyCar Series making an appearance tonight in the truck. We'll see how he does with 4 fenders on the other vehicle.
It's always nice to see a little cross-pollination, I like to say, as the drivers go from series to series here on GSRC. It's nice to see them show up. Always welcoming to a good community, and Joe Hazard has a nice reputation. I'm sure they're more than happy to have him race here with us. Sean, full disclosure, I have spent time in the Cup car, have spent virtually no time in the truck. Are they a little more draft sensitive, or are we looking at pack racing here at Michigan?
Oh, I certainly think you could see some pack racing. What I will say about the truck here, it maybe has a little bit less grip. Tends to be a little bit more free there on the exit of turn 4. That's going to be the hot zone for these trucks tonight as they battle for position coming out of turn 4. Hanging on to this machine can be a bit of an issue, Soup.
One lap around right now as they fall in behind the pace car. Driven tonight by Roger Pensy. Good to see Roger out there, can still get around, a great road racer. Not so much on the oval, but can still wheel a pace car. So Roger, good to see you out there as he leads James Krahula down the backstretch. Who do you like tonight, Sean? Jeff Ward going to get another one, or do you think these guys have something for him?
Boy, that's a great question. Who do I like tonight? Give me Tyler Dalton to win. Give me Tyler Dalton to win this thing tonight.
Now I'm gonna stay unbiased, but I am gonna pull a little bit there for Woodrow Mahan now that we have his pronunciation of his last name confirmed. So it'd be nice if he can get up there in the number 12 machine outside of row 2. All right, they coming around. We're gonna go 75 laps. The commentators, their female better halves, are all hoping for a nice green flag race. Pace car ready to peel off. And it peels right now, and so do the thunder of the engines. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. And it is James Motley Krahula in the number 4 machine leading the Stampede down into quarter number 1. Stuck on the top side. That is Tyler Dalton getting underneath down there in the 88 machine now. That's Jeff Ward trying to make that happen. Boy, that 19 car, Sean, he's up top.
Definitely is. Not a bad spot to be here to get this race started. Really just trying to find your groove here. Tyler hanging in there. Still carrying a lot of speed through the center of this turn. The fastest way around here at Michigan, not always the very, very bottom, Soup. We got 3 wide back here. Don Runkle down on the inside. The 54, Tim Johnston, Mark Goldberg in that mix in the 83.
Let's give a salute to all the drivers as we are clean for the first lap. That's always a good sign. They begin to spread out a little bit. There's a car slow up on the top side. It's the 92 of Jeff Gow. He is dropping.
He is dropping quickly through the field. Big Joe Hazard getting in under him now, passing him.
Oh, the leader is loose. He's off into the grass. He's spinning it. He brings it back up. Is he going to cause a yellow flag? And it's going to say green. We're going to watch it right now.
Well, he doesn't Krahula the field tonight. James doing a really, really good job of saving his truck here, Soup. Look at that, man. He is all the way around. Gets on the binders. That truck is not moving at all. Great job there, James. Unfortunately, everybody's going to get by Soup, and he's got a lot of work to do now.
Little geometry lesson there as they had the car perpendicular with the racing line. Apparently that's okay with iRacing. Might have been that he was just off the racing line, and that's why we stayed green. That could be good news or bad news for Krahula. If a yellow flag would have come out, at least he would have been able to catch back up. But still plenty of time yet, and Krahula always up for a strange pit strategy, so maybe that'll play into his thinking now.
Soup, intense battle for 10th place already shaping up back here. Big Joe Hassert side by side with Norman Bellatier. The number 38 of Devin Cannon just behind them, and Jeff Gow finally back up on his horse in that Chevy. Got these two Chevrolets chasing these two Toyotas. Joe Hassert going to win that battle for now, getting his spot back there in 9th.
And Sean, yeah, sure enough, look at that.
Devin Cannon gets a shot by Jeff Gow.
And he is going to keep it straight.
He is, but he's up on that racing line there, Soup, and that's what brings out our caution.
Oh, it brought it out, yeah.
Boy, and you know what? Cannon struggles. You're going to see here on the replay, Cannon's going to struggle up on the wall, Soup, but we didn't catch it there. But it actually starts with Cannon making contact with the wall coming out of the turn. And when he did is when he makes the contact with Gow. So his slowing up the truck there, you're going to see it here. Truck's going to drift up into the wall. It's going to slow him down just a little bit. That's when Gow is going to get him there. And that's how it rolls. The Captain Motorsports driver, good job not coming back up on the track, but it will be our first caution of the night, Sue.
Well, that's good news for Krahula, who was able to remain on the lead lap after his spin from the front. As does Cannon as well. I don't think he had really much damage to the car, so I think we're okay here. Now, Sean, the question is track position versus new tires. What do you think with only 6 laps under their belt? Back guys only?
They're either all going to come in or they're not coming in at all. I think they're all going to come in just for the heck of it here.
All right, let's see what Tyler Dalton does. And let's call him the Pied Piper as he comes down, and I think my booth mate called it. Everybody coming down to follow. Come on, somebody stay out there and get some track position. I don't want to use the word cowardice, but come on, nobody wanted to stay out and... All right.
Mr. Penske stayed out on track.
Okay. Well, that says a lot, Sean, that even if you're back there 15th, 20th, that it's not worth coming out. I guess you just feel you're going to get ran over even after 6 laps.
Boy, and Dalton overshot his stop there.
And so has Tommy Embassy. Can't seem to find his box. The 05 machine. Now he finally finds it.
I've been there. Let's see. This is Rick Thompson. What did Rick do there? I think Rick maybe... Rick only takes right side tires. Yep, exactly. That gets him out first, and Rick Thompson in that U.S. Air Force Toyota is going to get to restart this race from the point, Soup.
That a boy, Rick. See, Rick's talking to me right now on the replay. Don't tell me what to do, Soup. I did what you wanted, plus I got 2 fresh right side tires. So yeah, there you go. We can look at the time in the box to see if anybody else did that as well. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's the only guy. Everybody else looks like 2. Maybe Brad Collins took 2.
Yeah, it looks like Collins may have experimented with that as well. In fact, he's up 9 spots to 8, so that may have been part of that. But 2 tires. We'll see. Honestly, Soup, I think you might have been able to take no time. I don't know. You might have been able to stay out, honestly. I just don't know that there was enough time to put enough wear on those tires. We'll certainly find out here if this was a genius move early in this race for Thompson or an insignificant one. We'll find out probably within about the first or second lap.
Well, Thompson is not chopped liver here. He qualified 7th, so he certainly has the pace to run with the guys up front. Although the front 4 were beginning to pull away and make their own little group. But we'll see what he can do now with the fresh rubber on the outside where all the weight is on the car. But he's got Jeff Ward sitting to his outside, and we know that Ward is fast under level circumstances, so we'll see what he can do here. That's the 89 machine. Interesting here, Sean. Now, you do get to pick the leader, just like in real world racing. He gets to pick his side, does he not? The 76? Thompson can pick top or bottom?
Yes, he can, Soup. And,
from what I've seen, I don't know if the top's not the best choice.
I can tell you what they were doing today in the real race, and that was the top side was the preferred line. But it looks like Rick is going to stick with, I don't know, we'll see here. The lights on the pace car are still on, so we're coming out of turn 4 now. Once we officially get set, we'll see what Rick decides to do. I might want to start from that top side here, at least early in the race, to experiment with it and see if it's my fastest way around.
Now, for your fans of Brutus, don't worry. He is here with us tonight. Of course, he is part of the Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire, life, and safety equipment. And that is for the lucky dog. But, Sean, that first yellow, everyone on the lead lap, Brutus can stay in the doghouse for a little while.
Yes, he can. We hope he doesn't stay in that doghouse all night. But, boy, a track like Michigan, you don't know when or if you'll get that next caution flag. So we'll see here. We're going to get restarted with 10, working on lap 10. The lights are out. Rick Thompson can restart from the inside, Soup.
Your hard chargers, Brad Collins up 8 spots. That's mainly because he took 2 tires. I'm sorry, Derek Paulson also up 8 spots. Looks like Derek took full set of tires on that one. Paulson did as well, so collect myself on that as I look through those numbers. Really only 2 guys that looked like they went with the 2-stop strategy. One of them being our man on the front right now, the number 76 machine of Rick Thompson.
Man, and Krahula all the way back in 17th place. Soup started on the pole just 9 laps ago. Finds himself at the back. Gonna have a lot of work to do here over the next 65 laps.
All right. The lights are off. The pace car is getting up to pit entrance. Mr. Pensy pulls it off, and we're ready to go racing here for the second time. Rick Thompson gets a nice jump and leads them across. He's working lap number 10. Let's see what that high side has to say right now. Look at Jeff Ward, does not get a good run, and the bottom seems to be working. That's the number 7 machine. Michael Krobach, is that how we pronounce that name?
It is, yes, sir.
Moves up into 2nd position in the number 7 car, racing in that HPP machine. The Budweiser car down below, Woodrow Mahan, again working on the inside of the 89. So Jeff Ward not happy on the top side right now. And with the success that Ward has had, I don't think they're going to have any sympathy for him as they keep him pinned up top.
Boy, there was a big struggle coming out of turn 4. These guys are really, really mixing it up here early.
Look there, and now we have taking a peek at the lead as the number 7 as Krobach jumps down in there. And it looked like Thompson didn't really want to argue that point very much. If I think you can make the 7 work down low, you go ahead and take it, and he does. He's going to slide up in front. Oh, Thompson finds a spot. My goodness.
Thompson all over the bumper of Michael Krobach and at HPP Simulations Toyota. And look what happens there. Thompson runs all the way up the track. Norm Pelletier getting turned around.
Oh!
No, it was Jeff Ward. That was Jeff Ward.
Got loose. Everybody gets underneath him, including the number 83 of Mark Nobert. Woo! Riding on board with Ward. Here's his car. Oh my goodness. Luckily that everyone got out of the way.
Boy. Yeah, Jeff's going to have to come into the pit here as a result of that. His truck is not in good shape. Jeff's slowly coming up pit road.
This is a you buy it, you break it format of racing. No fast repairs.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to need repairs. He's starting to lose a lap here. Battle for second, though. Woodrow Mahan getting up under Tyler Dalton in turn 3, Sue.
Again, let's see what that low line can do. Trying to make it stick down there, and does he slide up in front? He better not. Dalton was hanging on to that position. No lifting from the 19 car. If you're going to pass me, make sure you clear me before you pull in front. That's what Dalton's saying right now. Now Mahan is up there. He can have it if he wants. Does not have a good run off the bottom. Look at the momentum from the 19. Dalton with some speed up on top. They go side by side going into 3. Watching the whole thing back there is the 88 of Jeff Ryan. Cialis Bathtubs through 4. Oh, getting loose. He's able to. No, he doesn't. He comes up and gets him.
Could not hang on.
That was Woodrow Mahan.
Boy. And Jeff Ryan gets tipped there in that.
Oh, poor Ryan. He was back there enjoying the show, and all of a sudden...
And we've got a mess at the end of the pit lane there. Several cars went into the grass.
Mahan says he's sorry. We'll watch, see if we can pick up on the replay. And yeah, one of them taking a ride was the quiet Cannon, Devin Cannon. Here we go, through the grass. Other drivers involved there. Yeah, Cannon came back out. Cannon came back out onto the racing slide.
Yeah, several trucks took to the grass in the infield and soup. There's an area there in the front stretch there in the grass where there is a presentation area there in concrete. They hit that jump. Over that jump, they're going to lose it, come up across the track. Jeff Gall just barely gets by. There's Cannon.
Sean, they're talking about that right there where they said, I forgot all about that jump. Brad Collins involved in one of the last cars in the 67. Well, once again, the trouble starts up front. We saw it from Kahula. More front runners having trouble. Everybody comes in for a stop.
Oh, Krobach going to win that race off.
Followed by Dalton and Randy Yoakum.
Yeah, and Krobach just got out in front of Krobach by the slightest margin. Krobach got out in front of Dalton by the slightest margin there, Sue.
Looking at the stop times, everybody in the box for around 13 to 14 seconds, so I can just make the assumption that that was pretty much a 4-tire stop for everybody. The times for a 2-tire stop look to be around 9 or 10 seconds, so I think 4 from everybody. John Wilco trying to get a black flag taken away that he got put on. And it's going to see if he can get it taken away. That's a slippery slope when you start taking away black flags.
It can be. Oh, look at all the trucks in the pit right now, still getting service. Woodrow Mahan, Devin Cannon, Brad Collins, all looking for help. Jeff Ward still trying to get that truck fixed from his first caution incident there. Been in there for over 4 minutes now.
Tell me a little bit more about the bump. There is this a rise in the grass somewhere. It's not a glitch in the iRacing. It's actually an elevation change in the grass.
Well, yeah. There's the victory celebration area on the front stretch, in the middle of the grass there. There's some concrete there, and 3 of those trucks, when they took to the infield grass, when they came across that presentation area, they hit the concrete, that rise in the surface, and they went for a jump, and that jump is not fun. They were at speed when they hit it, I think I want to say it was. I'm trying to remember who had the best trip through there.
Our director maybe.
I think it was Devin. It was Devin Cannon. I think we went right on board with him.
Well, it'll be a fun ride anyway because Devin Cannon had quite a trip through the grass, and actually we can stay with it all the way. He comes back out onto the racing surface and gets tagged. Here we look at see if our director can get back far enough. It was a long way back. And there we go. We see him coming out. And now I think we got it. Here we go, as we ride on board with the Quiet Cannon.
So everything unfolding here in front of him. He decides to take the left-hand turn, and Soup, you see it right up here in front of him.
There it is! Whoa! And then he has more traffic in front, so he turns it up here, and then he gets collected to the very, boom, there it is at the very end. Sean, our grandchildren are going to look back at these races and laugh when the racetracks had grass out there. Grandpa, why is there grass out on the racetrack? Well, it looked pretty, and I sure enjoy it. You get those cars off there at 175 miles an hour, and you're on ice.
Man, I just got my kids out of the house. Don't start with grandchildren, okay?
Okay, well, on the front it is Michael Krobach in the 7 machine. Remember, he got that track position from, well, no, it wasn't him that did that early stop. He earned his way up there to the front. Dalton outside of him. A name I'm not familiar with, Randy Yoakum, in the inside of row 2 in that Dale Earnhardt number 8 car. And let me correct myself, Dale Jr., sorry.
That's all right. Dale Jr.'s
and actually,
grandfather.
I'm really dating my Charlie, yeah.
Dale Jr.'s grandfather ran it.
That's right. Out there in, what is that sponsor? There's like Falcon out there.
It is, yes, Falcon. Not sure what it is, actually.
Well, right now, we're going to go green for the second time, as this is 2 yellow flags under our belt. Pace car pulls off. Good jump for Michael Krobach as he leads him across the start-finish line, working lap number 19. Let's see what kind of run we can get in this time. Oh my goodness, they are starting to look back behind him. Up on top, that's the 19 car of Dalton. Down low is Yoakum. Watching the whole thing back there is the 93 of McQuistion up on top. Careful, boys. The 8 comes right in front of the 19. I thought we were looking at a problem early.
Well, Jeff Ryan was in the wall again, coming out of turn 2. The 88 truck back here. Norman Pelletier trying to get by. Trying to clear him. I'm sorry, trying to clear Stephen Herring. It was Herring that was in the wall.
And to quote Carol Ann in the Poltergeist, they're back, and of course I'm talking about James Krahula. Look at that number 4 machine. Back up there racing in 5th position underneath the 54 of Tim Johnson. Krahula, your pole sitter, fell all the way back after an early incident. Didn't take him long, Sean, to get back up there.
Nope, he's climbing the ladder again. Good stuff for James. Good battle just behind them between Filarski and Hassert. Filarski getting the better of it, but having trouble hanging onto that truck out of 4. Going to give way again to Joe Hassert across the line. Hassert holds on to 8th.
Yep, Filarski got it down in there, but then the momentum on the top side, which is what I've been seeing from Joe. We saw there Joe Hassert. He gets up to 8th. Filarski back to 9th. They're stretched out a little bit more this time. Not so much fighting going on. Looking at a battle there a little bit farther back. Drop back to the 76. Rick Thompson, you see him on the low side. He's going to tuck up in front of Tim Johnson. They're teasing me now. Rick Johnson and Tim Thompson.
Rick Thompson and Tim Johnston.
Yeah, that should be... I got to talk to the series organizers. One of those guys needs some type of suspension.
Needs to go off.
Yeah,
Got to get him off the island.
Yeah, or at least not race next to each other as they battle for 5th and 6th.
What are we going to do when Fred Thompson gets up here?
That's full disclosure, the square jar is next to me if I call one of these machines a car. So far I think I'm good.
No, you're not good.
I'm not good?
No, you're not good.
Okay.
Look at this, Tyler Dalton looking on the inside up here.
Look at that line that Dalton took down there right by the grass. And now can the 19 stay? Can they stay off of it? The 19 getting up there. Dalton is okay.
Oh boy, Calvin Filarski smacked it good coming out of turn 2. He's really struggling now. On board with Calvin Filarski. Coming out of turn 2 is where he's going to get in trouble. Center of the turn's okay, but then all of a sudden, catches that dirty air there off of Joe Hassert, and the push is real.
That'll thin the car up a bit. Good 5-car battle up in front. Krobach, Dalton, Krahula, Yoakum, and Thompson. They race that way for now. Little bit of gap back to Travis McQuistion in 6th.
Derek Paulson moving up, continuing to move up, just takes the ninth spot, shuffles Gal back to 10th. He leads this pack, angry pack of 6 trucks here, 7 really.
That's really the second batch of cars back there that Sean was talking about. You look at Paulson leading the train. Looking to the low side, that's Jeff Gow. Careful, Jeff. He has to back out. Loses a lot of momentum. Oh, behind him.
Oh, behind him. Calvin Filarski gets into it with Don Runkle. Ouch.
Filarski was sideways first, and boy, does he take a ride. Runkle saying that maybe I got into... Oh, you know what? I could see. Well, I don't know if it was netcode, Don Runkle. Maybe we can get a good look at this one.
Yeah,
I think
sorry.
Don.
Sorry, Don. It wasn't netcode.
Yeah.
But listen, Calvin got out of the throttle. I mean, and I don't know how quickly Don picked that up, but Calvin certainly started to slow down there in the center of the turn. And Don, to his credit, really had nowhere to go there, Soup. I mean, he had the 88 there just down below him. He was not clear. Jeff Ryan gets caught up in that too.
Yeah, that is Ryan in the 88 who gets a piece of that. Well, with the trip that Filarski took there, I'm not sure he's going to be back for this one. That may be the end of his afternoon.
I'll tell you, that is severe damage on that truck. I gotta imagine there's heavy motor damage on it. He noses it into the wall right here.
He landed on his wheels. So we go yellow for the 3rd time, and once again, boy, even though they had only raced, I think we went green at lap 19, if I remember right. That's 7 laps. Everybody coming in.
Looks like Jeff Ward has finally decided to take it behind the wall. Woodrow Mahan has taken his behind the wall also.
Not a lot of sympathy for Ward. He has been very dominant in the spring segment. I'm sure that a lot of sarcastics, too bads out there right now from drivers. Okay, let's see who's out first. Oh, the 7 was in first and the 7 is out first. As Krobach does it. Krahula, 2nd. Dalton, Yoakum, and Travis McQuistion. The top 5 out the pit lane.
And Soup, this just in from Race Control, breaking news. Rick Johnston has been banned from the PRL. So.
I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
I had to look at that a few times when Scott wrote that. I'm like, well, anyway, who's Rick? Oh, okay, I get it now.
I didn't need them banned. I just needed some type of rule where they couldn't race against each other closely. So, all right. Always happy when race control dials up their rules to help with the ineptitude of the commentators. Michael Krobach, he has been out in front for quite a while, qualified 5th. Enjoying the clean air. Sean, I know the draft is always nice, but having nobody in front of you, is that important?
Oh, in Michigan, yes, absolutely. If you can keep your truck out in the, well, you just said it, out in the clean air, hashtag clean air. You can keep it out there, man, you are in good shape here. Certainly, well, we saw there a moment ago what happens when you're right behind somebody when Filarski smacked the wall. The push, it's tremendous. It's that way in Indy cars and Cup cars, you name it. Anytime you are caught in that draft, in that tow, and you get into these turns, having to get the speed down, the push is real, sir.
With the lights still on the pace car, they're going to go around one more time. So GSRC, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back before they go green. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Michigan 150. Obviously from Michigan International Speedway. We are working lap number 29 under yellow. Our third yellow flag of the race. We're looking to go green here soon with our leader, Michael Krobach. In the number 7 machine on the inside of James Krahula, your pole sitter. Krahula had troubles early, fell all the way back, has worked his way back up there right now. So let's try to do it one more time as the pace car pulls in. And Michael Krobach takes him across the start-finish line, working lap 30. Everybody be good. Let's see if we can get in a nice green flag run right now. Krahula nose to tail with Tyler Dalton down low. Back in 4th position, it is Randy Yoakum. Side by side behind that on the low side, Travis McQuistion. Tim Johnson in the 54 car in 6th.
And Dalton was trying to help get him going. I don't know that it helped that much. Krobach with a nice break there on the start.
Big Joe Hassard has worked his way up to 7th now. In that number 1 machine and has a good drive. You can see him off of 4. As they go too wide in front of him, that should punch a big hole for the guys behind. And now it's 3 wide farther back. Look at this going on. Now they get it sorted out on the low side. That is the number 56 machine of Pelletier. The 83, look at Mark Nobert with a great run up on top.
Oof. Boy, he did power that off the top. Nobert makes a good move there. Gets himself into 10th. Still battling behind him, though. Jeff Gao side by side there.
Gal goes underneath, and now we'll go up front for the battle for the lead. Staying on the top, that is Krobach. Down low as they are pushing each other. That's Grahula getting a little bit of help from Dalton. Tyler has to get off of him now. He gives Grahula a shove through there, but he doesn't get the drive off of 2. Now look at the momentum on the top side from Krobach, the 7 car. They go into turn number 3 at 10:55. Do they come out at noon? No way. Looks like that shorter minute hand is going to go ahead and get the position as Grahula now gets the lead. Krobach in second, Dalton in third. The short way around was the way to go that time. And so, Sean, once again, order is restored, and our pole sitter finds himself back up in front.
Amazing how those things just kind of work themselves out, isn't it, Soup?
Did not take him long to do it either.
Okay, Soup, I got a position change here. Stephen Herring trying to take it away from Norman Pelletier back here for 12. Herring going to hang on. Oh, look at that. John Wilco looking to maybe make it 3 wide. Not this time. But Herring picks up a position, and just behind them, Tommy Massey getting himself in this battle.
We look at that right now.
I'm gonna steal an old nickname. Classy Tommy Massey.
I like that one. You were looking there at Herring. He was racing in 12th position. One of our hard chargers, actually. He is up 12 spots. Cutting his deficit in half. Started 24th. Norman Pelletier down below there. Pelletier the 3rd. Oh, he's going to lose momentum.
Nobert up here getting by Jeff Gow. That's now got him up to 10th. Derek Paulson just up in front of him now. Nobert seems to be settling in here with the Chevrolet Silverado. Mark, another driver we haven't seen a lot of this season, but he's here tonight.
I'll give a hello to Mark. I believe I spent a couple of races in the booth with Mark here at GSRC.
Mark's been all over, man. He's been around for years now.
And there we go. As you can hear, the crowd was cheering there as you heard the noise from them as we mentioned Mark's name. Dalton in 3rd. McQuistion in 4th. Yoakum in 5th. Yoakum an 11th place qualifier. Running up there with the big boys right now. Single file mostly all the way back through the field.
Yeah, that's the order of the day right now. I think after a few early caution Soup, they decided, you know what, let's settle in the race here for a bit, see if we can't knock out a fuel run and see where everybody falls after that.
And let's go to the lead. It's peaking. I'm not sure if he's serious about it, but here comes
And
Krobach.
so much for that. They try to make it 3 wide coming off of turn 2. Caution is out.
Jeff Ryan.
He's going to kind of get caught in the middle. Let's watch it on the replay.
Oh, this is a Steeler wheel position right here. That's the 56 car that got him. Of Pelletier. And when I say got, it's they got together. I don't want to put the blame one way or the other. But if Ryan was the Steeler wheel position, then Pelletier was the clown. And the Joker was the 38 car of Devin Cannon, as they were 3 wide. So we went about 8 laps that time.
I guess kind of like the no-hitter. If it's happening, probably shouldn't talk about it.
Well, one thing that we have learned, though, is 8 laps is enough to bring everybody down. Let's see if they continue. Krahula's going to stay out. This time, not the case. Krahula, Dalton, and Thompson stay out.
Soup. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, but this is the halfway point of the race.
Oh, well, not quite, but it soon will be.
Yeah, when they come around here, the completion of this lap.
Isn't he a sly one? Isn't that James Krahula a sly one? So, if that's right, that means that he would be winning. What is there a halfway award? It's the
Yes, sir. The NP3 Designs. I'm sorry, my bad. The American Pool Supply Soup. I've been doing this all season, and I forgot for just a moment there. But it's the American Pool Supply Halfway Award. Going to go to James Krahula.
Well, he's going to get it here on lap. Well, I think he's got it. We're working lap 39, so I guess he has picked it up.
Yes, he has.
And a fine trophy it is. A nice marble base and a nice gold statuette of a chlorine bottle. So we thank them a lot for the Pool Supply Award.
American Pool Supply Award for the Coastal Safety Auditors. Chevrolet Silverado of James Krahula. So all the sponsors are covered there.
Boy, it is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. Trying to figure out who's going to get the lucky dog here.
7 laps down. Could it go all the way to Runkle, but is he still racing? I don't think he's...
Actually, Don has decided to take the truck behind the wall, unfortunately. The Zigzag Toyota is done for the evening.
He was concerned during the break that you were talking not kindly of him. So maybe he decided to take it behind the wall before you could say something else. To be truthful, Don, Sean actually was defending you there. It was me who thought you got into it, and Sean came to your rescue.
Now, Krahula going to relinquish that lead and coming to take his pit.
Just too sneaky. So he gets the bonus points, and I guess, Sean... Once he's worked all the way from the back to the front, I guess he said, I did it before, I can do it again. It wasn't really that worried about it.
Okay, so there's not going to be a lucky dog on this lap. It would have been Don Runkle had he stayed in the race. So there won't be a lucky dog right here. Brutus is going to have to stay in his car carrier for just a little bit longer.
I hope they're not paying Brutus dog bones by how many times he's used, because we haven't seen him yet.
I hear him back there.
Yeah, I may call for a Brutus sighting if it gets close to the end and we haven't seen him yet. All right, well, this is interesting. So now on about 5 or 6, I think 7 laps of green flag racing on the tires of Tyler Dalton right now. Drivers who are out there, oh my goodness, it is only Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this will tell a lot. We know he's fast. He qualified second best out of the field. I don't know how that speed is going to translate to racing with tires that have 8 laps of heated battle to them, but we'll see.
Well, we'll just have to see what Dalton can do here with those tires, Soup. I mean, they did start with a 40% track state tonight. They're still experimenting with some new settings for 2018. Again, with that being the case, if we started at 40%, there may be enough grip in this track here for Tyler to make that work. We're going to find out here real quick.
My guess is he's going to look good as long as he can stay out in front, but I'm a little worried that if he gets somebody in front of him and he's not getting the clean air back to him, that's when the 19 could have trouble if he has to be in traffic. Well, we'll see. Caution flag number 4. So far, when we've gone green, we've been going on the decades, 10, 20, 30. This one we're a little late on, as we're going to go green at 41, working lap 42. But the good news is we've gone halfway.
We have Soup. We're cruising right along here. Ford Mustang pace car getting ready to peel off this track, though.
The great Greek philosopher Zeno says you can never get anywhere because you have to go halfway first, and there's always a halfway mark to get to before you get there. Well, that's proven wrong as we pass the halfway mark. I think we'll actually finish this race tonight. Right now, Tyler Dalton out in front on a little older tires. Let's see how he fares. Krobach in second, Tim Johnson, Randy Yoakum. Hassard on the on the one machine up on top. I don't think he's going to be able to hold that, as Tommy Emissy going to get in below. The 05 machine gets fifth.
Soup and a Danish. Oh, I messed it up. Forget it.
That's all right.
I messed it up. Joe Hassard off to a good start on the outside here of Tommy Emissy. We'll battle there between those two. Boy, Joe really
right
feeling that high line.
This time a little more aggressive in the back there. They race 2x2. Uh-oh. And it is Dalton who is getting loose, and Krobach has it, and now the 19. He tried to make the low side hold, and the car wouldn't stick down there. He loses the spot to Tim Johnson.
I think we just got our answer about the tires, didn't we, Soup?
Yeah, I think it lasted for a little while, but now he's in trouble. Here comes the Falcon. Randy Yoakum in the 8 machine. Big Joe Hassard. Oh my goodness, side drafting, and no! He is more than side drafting. Wow. He is cockpit drafting, and he turns them.
Yeah, Joe, boy, combination of... Boy, that's a hard one to call, man.
Krahula is involved in it. Jeff Ryan is involved in it. Krahula really takes a hard hit. Oh my goodness, the in-car of Krahula might be the one to go with here. Look at him, come on in.
Boy, that was really, really weird. More and more I look at that, you know, it seems... I'm just going to say it now.
Go ahead.
They were too close, and I think what actually happened is there might have been a small bit of net code, but, you know, at some point, you've got to... If you've been running iRacing for a while, you got to know that there are limits, and sometimes you just can't run up on a fender like that. I don't know if they made actual contact, but it was just enough, obviously. What a melee there.
Yeah, here's the deal as we ride on board with Quiet Cannon here, Devin Cannon. Let's watch from his perspective. Oh, they clear for him, and he gets through. Sean, I agree. We all know it exists. Is it necessary to race within inches? I honestly thought that I've seen drivers do that. I've never seen it done in the truck, but we've seen drivers side draft like that and do some amazing runs. They got together.
Yeah, it's just that sometimes in this medium that just it doesn't work like it does in the real world, and you know, I just think that was a situation there where it didn't need to be that close. Not at this point in the race right now. If that had been the last lap, that'd have probably been one thing, but what a shame. So many trucks involved in that are now, if they make it back out, they're gonna be slower. They're gonna be off pace. But I'm a little surprised. We've had a lot of attrition here at Michigan tonight. I thought we'd have a nice wide open run and everybody would have a lot of fun and it'd be a good competitive race, which is still going to be a good competitive race. But we're going to do a lot less trucks when we get restarted here.
Big Joe Hassard might be feeling a little bit sheepish. Maybe didn't feel comfortable coming in with all the other cars that pitted, as he's going to stay out. Tim Johnson going to lead out there. Krobach in second of the cars that did pit. Third overall, Dalton, Emissy, Paulson, and Cannon. We are on lap 46, well past the halfway. 30 to go, Sean.
So I wonder if Hassard's going to come in, stay out. You'd think maybe there were some lessons learned from Tyler Dalton's experiment, which, by the way, Dalton, with a great pit stop, Soup, still finds himself in 4th place here after everybody cycles out.
Some talking going on back there. Dalton over the microphone. Let's see what Joe Hazard decides to do, if he's going to stay out. I mentioned Zeno. If you're watching at home, you want to Google him, go ahead. He was actually the first race commentator in the world, as he commentated on a race between a tortoise and Achilles. And the Zeno conundrum was that if the tortoise would get out in front, that Achilles would never be able to catch him, because before he could pass him, he'd have to get halfway there first, and he'd always have to go halfway before he would catch him, and he would never get there. Check it out. The tortoise and Achilles.
I'm not familiar with that one,
Yes.
Soup, but I will check it out.
Okay.
You bet I will.
It's all about an infinite number of points in a finite space, but probably digressing here, getting a little bit deep, as I probably should only get into the geometry of when somebody is perpendicular to the racetrack. So right now, let's get back on track here, literally, and talk about Joe Hazard out in front on old tires. Johnson, Krobach, Dalton, Massey, Paulson, Cannon behind him. Man, the audience is yearning for Adam Young, who is scheduled to be here, aren't they, right now? You can hear him.
Yeah. Okay, now I just received news that Roger Penske had to step away from the pace car.
All right.
Michigan State Spartans head coach, Mark D'Antonio, behind the wheel now.
Okay.
College football starting up here in about 19 days soon.
Michigan State. The Spartans.
Yes, sir.
Not to be confused with the Athens of Zeno. See how I tied that all in?
Yes, I do. I see what you did there.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Don't worry, fans, I'm only sitting in. Somebody else is going to be back here next week to call this one.
See if you can step into as many of these as you want to, buddy. And we're at Bristol next week. Ooh.
It's kind of the punishment that you get if you have a series with lots of yellow flags here.
Well, speaking of yellow flags, next week at Bristol, we may have a couple there.
You know what? While I was going on about Greek philosophers, I probably missed the lucky dog. We probably had one.
No. We still we still are free of the lucky dog.
All the guys that are a lap down were involved in that incident. Sean, we only got 13 cars racing.
Soup, that is a very, very good assessment of where we're at right now. Yeah, unfortunately, that last wreck there took out quite a few. John Wilco, James Krahula, Jeff Ryan, Randy Yoakum, all behind the wall right now.
13 cars on the track. Do you need me? Can I go catch up on Game of Thrones, or do I have to stay here to the
You
end?
got to wait just like I have to wait, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. And that episode didn't leak early this time, so
shame on you.
No cheating.
All right, well, somebody who's not cheating right now is Joe Hazard, but I think he is in trouble. It's the number one car sitting in the number one position, but his tires do not have number one rubber on them. Let's see what he can do. It's the Big Joe Show.
The Big Joe Show. With a big jump.
He gets a good jump, something to remember, even on old rubber, that inside of row one, a good place to be. He gets a good run on the 54 of Tim Johnson. Krobach has been fast. He's on the inside. That fresh rubber, he should be able to make that 7-car stick and see what kind of drive he can get off of 2. Pretty good run from him. Watch the 54 as he has the RPMs wound up, but no, he makes up no ground, although he does have a little bit of a pull from the number 1 who's taking the high side. The 7 trying to get underneath the leader, not going to happen. The 19 car of Tyler Dalton watching the whole thing. They race in diamond formation as they come off of corner number 4. Now they start to spread out. Going below the apron, it's Crowball. Working on the top side, it's Johnson. They can get nowhere on the Big Joe Show. Oh, now the 7 car turns left. Luckily, those front tires bit. I thought he was going to get into the back of the number 1. move your new leader. It is Michael Krobach. I thought Krobach was going to have to use a crowbar to get the pass made, but he did it cleanly. Dalton in third. Johnson in third. In fourth. No, I'm correct. Dalton in third. Look who's coming to join the party. It is Tommy and Massey.
Soup back here right now. Paulson doing the best he can. Held off Mark Nobert. Nobert going to drop to the inside. Crossed him over there, getting into turn one. Nobert got it there, trying to hang on to it. Ooh. I saw just ahead of that Tyler Dalton having trouble getting off of turn two. His truck looked pretty wild. Nobert still stuck down there on the inside, though. Good battle here with Paulson. Oh, Rick Thompson coming right up on the bumper there. Nobert gets him a little out of shape soon.
Boy, I do not want to jinx him. In fact, I'm not even going to use his name.
No.
But one driver out there, and he's not racing in the 83 machine, and his name is not Mark Nobert, is having the best run that I've ever seen him have. And again, I am not talking about Mark Nobert.
No. Oh, here comes Paulson with a run. Paulson with a run down the backstretch here, trying to get to Nobert. And then that battle right behind him, Rick Thompson, Jeff Gow.
And Nobert in sixth position. Oh, right up behind him is the 5. Paulson gets him. Hello!
Boy, Nobert had to hang on to it there. You saw it. The truck almost looked like it wanted to step out. It didn't. He survives for another lap around.
Not missing anything up front. This is the best racing going on. The front 5 are very much single file. Oh, I thought Paulson was going to get into the back of Nobert again. He loses momentum. Now here comes the 76 of Rick Thompson. Is there room through the middle? The toothpaste through the tube. There goes the 76 of Thompson.
What a move by Rick Thompson. Oh, and Jeff Gow's going to try to make it 3 wide. No, he's not. Going to step out of it.
Boy,
he almost,
yeah.
He almost stepped into it, and then he stepped out of it.
Nobert was capping the toothpaste tube there. He was not going to let any more get through as he came down right next to Paulson. That's enough of that line. So, Thompson in 6th, Paulson, Nobert, McQuistion, and then watching the whole thing back there, Jeff Gow. Here comes the 83 down underneath Nobert. It's the 83 under the 93. There we go. We got those two. Oh, I hear contact somewhere. It's the 67 of Brad Collins. Is this current? Am I current?
Yeah, no, you're right, Soup. He had trouble coming out of turn 2.
All by himself.
No, you know what? I think honestly, he was actually Brad was coming out of the pit after damage and tried to get back up on the track, and when he did, the truck spun on him. Oh, yeah, the transition up to the track got him, Soup. He spun on the backstretch and had to get going again.
But we stayed green, so that's good.
We do. Now, Brad is down quite a bit, but he is still in this race. He brought it back out after 33 minutes of repair.
Sean, I keep asking for some Casey and the Sunshine Band, but apparently GSRC can't get the rights. So without the background music, what time is it, baby?
It's time to boogie, baby. Let's get this party started. Nobert right now boogieing here with Travis McQuistion. Man, they were side by side all the way through the turn. Now Nobert trying to get to work on Derek Paulson.
We've been watching all the battling going on, and they're going to get together. And sure enough, there goes the Massey into the wall. That'll bring out the yellow. Coming underneath, that was the 76 of Thompson. They got together. Massey got pushed up into the concrete. Watch Thompson down low.
Yeah, Thompson's truck just kind of drifts up the track, and slowly, as it does, it gets into Classy, Tommy, and Massey. And boy, I hate that for him. He was having a great run, Soup, staying out of trouble, really.
Well, right when the dancers were building up a sweat, the DJ puts on a slow song, and we go yellow. Oh my goodness, Sean. when we go green, we're going to have, what, about 13 laps? No, we'll have more than that, probably
About
15 to
15
go.
laps, yeah.
You got to come in for tires.
Oh, yeah. I think this entire field at this point is going to come in. They've been out there for a little bit. You want fresh boots here.
And I guess with only 13 drivers really racing, you can afford to, you're really not going to lose a lot. You might as well get 4 fresh ones. It's not like you have a large field where if you were running 32nd or 33rd, you could afford to take the track position.
Yeah, no, and that's the point, Soup. I mean, really, you don't have a 33 car, 33 truck field to fight through here. So, looks like everybody here in pit lane. One truck's going to stay out. That's going to be Brad Collins, who is going to get our first Coastal Safety Officers.
Hey!
Lucky dog. So there you go, Brad Collins, the Coastal Safety Auditors.
There he
Lucky
is.
dog. There's Brutus. Hey, buddy.
Look at that.
Good doggy.
Doggy with the hands that, not 10 and 2. It looked more like 9 and 3, but that's okay.
We'll take it.
For
That's
a K9,
all right.
I think you got to give him that much.
Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire safety and life coverage there, Soup.
And I think you're going to need it if that dog is on the road. Good driver. Has a hard time with the ridden part of the DMV test, but good luck for him. All right. So here's what we got. Big Joe Hasser was able to get in and out, and he's out in front. Let's check his pit stop time. Did he take 4 tires? Sure did.
Yeah, everybody taking 4 there, Soup. Tommy and Massey going to keep the truck on the track. He came in, got some repair. Probably will come in and get some more, but he's staying on the lead lap. And Massey going to try and wheel that truck home.
There are 11 cars on the lead lap. Now you get to the point where you have to worry about not only being in the lead at the checker flag, but being in the lead on the lap of no return. Which means if the yellow were to come out and the race were stopped, you don't want to be thinking about making your move to the lead. You want to be there. Big Joe Hassard qualified 13th. Tim Johnson qualified 19th. Where are your fast qualifiers? Well, how about right behind them? Tyler Dalton, your second fastest qualifier, and Michael Krobach, who has been way out, leading many of the laps here, behind them. How about your pole sitter, James Grahula? Yeah, his night is over. His afternoon is over. 13 laps down. His car sitting in pit lane. In 17th.
Gas Soup. Oh, heck. We've got a moment.
Yeah.
We'll talk to James.
Yeah.
We brought him in the booth. James, you know what? I gave you a tip of the hat earlier. You had an opportunity to Grahula the field. You didn't early on in this race. Good stuff, man. Great job controlling that thing. But, boy, that last incident that put you out, that was a mess, man.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot we could do there on that one. Sadly, Randy got turned in the outside wall, and we got plowed into from behind. And I will have to say, there's 2 bright sides that came from that.
Yeah.
One, I did lead halfway, so I got my 10 points for that. Also, I set a new record. That was 49 minutes required repair. I think that is the most damage I've ever gotten in a wreck before.
Okay, James. Able to look back at it at hindsight now. Were the 10 points worth it?
Absolutely. I still would have done the same strategy all again. Those bonus points are going to wind up meaning so much at the end of it. Bad circumstances and everything. You can't sit there and wonder about what can or can't happen. But I know we got those 10 points. We have to do what's right in the moment. And I still think that was the right call.
The fact that you made it through the field already once probably made that decision a little easier. I did it once. I can do it again.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing that the first time, but if I would have learned you don't want to straddle that and the seams there in the corners, you'll upset the truck pretty good. But that's all right. We still had a good run. Jeff Ward was very dominant this summer segment, so congrats to him. we still have one more segment to go, and then Atlanta. Looking forward to it.
As they've come into turn 3 quickly, who's the car to beat? You've been out there racing them. Who do you like?
Krobach's back there. Tim Johnson, he always is ready to race. So I think my vote's on Tim Johnson. I think he's going to be able to squeak one out here.
All right, thanks for coming in to sit with us. James Kerhula. Nice to have him come on in and sit in with us. Right now, Sean, they're going to be taking the green, and there will be 15 to go.
All right, we're going to drop the disco ball back down from the ceiling.
Okay.
The pace car is going to peel off, and you got it, buddy. Let's boogie.
Big Joe Hassard, again, from that inside of the front row, gets the great jump. He comes across, working now. 15 to go. You do the math, it's 30 miles between now and the checkered flag. The 19 car of Tyler Dalton underneath. Look at the 54 stuck on the top side. The 7 underneath them of Krobach. With apologies to all the racing going on in the back for these final 15 laps. They're going to go by fast. We're going to keep our attention up here. And right now, Tyler Dalton dipping underneath. They race 2 by 2 through 3 and 4. Dalton gets a run. Look at that, Sean. They split up, but they stay with their dancing partner.
Yeah, Johnston right up under the wicker there of Joe's truck.
That could be a replay, or really a foreshadowing of what you might see for the very last lap. Now they sort it out. It is Dalton out in front, Krobach behind him. Hassard, who started up in front, has fallen back to 4. Tim Johnson in that 54 machine. The USAA machine running down there in 3rd. They come across the line now. Look at the box up in the upper left. 13 to go. And all of a sudden, Sean, there's a new member to the party. It's now a 5-car battle. Rick Thompson in the mix.
Here comes Rick Thompson. That's right. The U.S. Air Force Toyota has found Big Joe Hassard.
And a pass for the lead as we ride on board with Krobach. He gets it done. Comes up in front, right in front of Dalton. They're not going to have a great run off of 4. That's going to let Tim Johnson have a run down the straightaway. Nose to tail into 1. Hassard beginning to fall back. He's about 4 car lengths back with Rick Thompson looking to get up there. There is hope for Paulson, Nobert, and Herring could get back there as we round out 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, they're still very much a part of this battle. A little bit of drafting help. They can get there, Sue.
And I'm so used to think we're not going to be able to cover the whole field, but there's only 11 cars on the lead lap. Devin Cannon and Amasi back there racing in 9th and 10th. The Senator back there in 11th. Fred Thompson.
Massey still dealing with a damaged truck, but has enough to play with Devin Cannon here. Trying to set him up to possibly get one more position.
Nothing going on up front. Although Dalton does have looks like a run off the back straight. He's about a car length and a half behind your leader. Let's see what kind of line the 7 car takes. Kind of taking his half right out of the middle. Leaving a lane down low, leaving a lane up top. The car swings up, doesn't come all the way up to the wall. Dives it down really tight as he crosses the start-finish line. 10 to go. Tyler Dalton behind, looking for somewhere. Go ahead, Sean.
10 to go, and another truck actually slipped back out on track. Soup, we didn't notice it, but John Wilco back to the fight after a little over 6 minutes of damage repair for him.
Enough time for Wilco to pick up a couple of spots.
Yep.
He can get around McQuistion and Gow, who are not racing right now.
Oh, and John Wilco going to get out of the way and off the track as the leaders were coming through.
Smart move. Krobach leading that one, and now we're getting close. 9 to go. And I'm going to say 4 to where you want to be in front, where you can't risk it, where if the yellow were to come out, you'd be the winner. Tim Johnson in third, falling back. Big Joe Hassard, try as he might. He's now 0.6 of a second behind Johnson, trying to hang on with Rick Thompson in fifth. I think those two might be out of it, as it's now a partie de trois up in front.
Boy, and Thompson back there gets a tremendous run on Big Joe Hassard. Those two are going to be fighting for the next several laps. This is the battle to watch. Right up here to the top three, Soup. That's where your winner's going to come from. One of these three trucks.
Krobach dives it to the inside, all the way down as low as he can across the start-finish line. Now working through 1 and 2. Onto the back straight. Let's see what type of line he takes going into 3. Tyler Dalton making up no ground as he stays about 2 car lengths back. Tim Johnson looking for a way in the 54. Nothing happening there. Once again, Krobach kind of protecting the outside, not really diving it in too deep. Keeping it right smack in the middle, but watch the line now as he dives it under the white line, takes it down as close to the lawn as he can. As he comes across, there's 7 to go. Dalton much closer this time. I think Shawnee's a little bit worried if he gets too close, the car might push up, and he doesn't get a good run off of 2.
It's really got to be careful not to take the downforce off of that right front.
The line that Krobach is taking out of 4 means that Dalton is going to have to do it on the top side. Let's see if he can get a little bit of run here through 3 and 4 now. This is the best he's looked so far. And I think he has a pretty good run. He's going to have to do it up top, though. Here we go. Krobach eases this car back up top now. Now protecting the outside like a park ranger. That's going to mean that Dalton is going to have to go underneath. Oh, he's very close. He is right there trying to get a nose in. They come into 3.
He doesn't have it, Soup. Ooh, he's going to try and get it. Ooh, look at he gets it in there.
Dives it in. Can he make it stick? Remember, if they were to get together, the race would be over. Cheering them to get together is Tim Johnson. It might be his best chance of winning.
Krobach will prevail. Shuts the door on him down there in the apron, but door open for Johnson to come around the top side here.
Tim Johnson trying to find a way. Dalton trying to work anywhere he can on the 19. Trying low, trying hard, working both sides of the street like a jaywalking mailman. Seeing if he can find any way around. Krobach will have none of it in the 7 machine. We are now with 5 to go. Everyone say a prayer. If the yellow comes out, at least it comes from one of the top 3. You would hate to see a yellow flag come out from somebody battling for 8th. They come around 4 right now. Let's see what type of line that Krobach takes. Again, diving it right down to the curbing. Dalton follows, getting frustrated as Tim Johnson, Sean. Tim's the 54 would like to make a stab, but there's just no way. There's no room. There's no track. They work off a 2 down the back straight. Krobach again. Last time he left the inside open in the 19 of Dalton, got down in there. He might be a little too far back. Let's see if he can duck down the nose down inside and get some clean air. I like the run that he has off of 4 this time. I think he's got a chance of it. He's about a half a car length back. Again, though, guarding the inside is Krobach.
Man, Krobach just really keeps just fighting him off here. Just makes enough of a move to break his momentum. Not give him any kind of a run. But certainly doesn't want to leave the door open for him either.
It's the number 7, the HPP machine of Michael Krobach up in front, being challenged by the 19 car, the Haviline machine of Tyler Dalton. Dalton right there needs to oil up that car a little bit with some Haviline, see if he can slide it on in. Trying to see if he can get around Krobach right now as they come across. 4 miles to go from here. 2 laps left. Oh, I heard some contact somewhere. It is Fred Johnson who got loose. He bangs it up into the wall. It's going to bring out the yellow flag.
No
yellow flag.
Thompson able to get it out of the racing line. And
nothing going on. If we look at the replay real quick, there it is. We come back live right after that. For some reason, the race stewards of iRacing did not throw the yellow flag, which means here we go. The flag that we're talking about right now has no pigment. It is the white flag, and it goes to Michael Krobach. And while that was going on, Johnson has made the pass. We'll get that on the replay at the end of the race. Johnson has now moved up into second, but I think Krobach has about a 3-car length lead. Does Johnson have any time to get there?
And Tyler Dalton lost the downforce soup and got into the wall.
Michael Krobach working through 3. He's got a lap car to get around. He now negotiates around Fred Thompson. Thompson stays out of the way. Here we go. Let's give the checkered flag to Michael Krobach. Second place to Tim Johnson. Tyler Dalton has to settle for third.
Poor Tyler Dalton, man. Great win for Michael Krobach. Dalton makes a small mistake. The truck starts to push on him. He can't save it. Look at that damage on the right side. He pancaked it, buddy. Pancaked it with about a lap and a half to go, Soup. Pancaked it out of turn 2, going down the backstretch.
And there he is already in third, so we'll have to probably go a little bit back if we see the graphic. And here we go right now. Look at the 19. Sean, you saw it.
Yeah, they get through turn 1 okay, but Dalton just not in a good spot there. In fact, he gets just up under the left rear, and things are going to go wrong. The truck starts to slide. He clips the wall. Johnston able to take advantage of that, come up under, and that's all she wrote.
And what are you going to do? He had to give it he gave it his best effort, and he only lost 1 position, able to bring it home in third. This is the Global Sim Racing Channel. We're going to take a short break, but don't go far. We'll be back to run down the complete finishing order, talk to some of the drivers, and then put a lock on the gate. Back in a few. Welcome back to Michigan International Speedway, which today was the host for the Michigan 150, round 20 of 31 on the American Pool Supply Truck Series 2017 calendar. And we got it in the books, 75 laps, 150 miles, with Michael Krobach coming home in the lead, 0.2 of a second ahead of Tim Johnson, who was able to get around Tyler Dalton, who did all he could, made the best effort to get the win, got a little bit loose, put it in the wall, lost the position when he takes third. Big Joe Hazard and Rick Thompson come home fourth and fifth. Rounding out your top 10, it's Derek Paulson, Steve Herring in seventh position. Now here's the driver, the number 83 machine that I did not try to jinx. We're talking about Mark Nobert. A great run from him. We've been watching him for many a race. Probably the best run we've seen him have, but he gets an 8th place, well-deserved finish for him. Tommy Amassi in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, the quiet cannon, Devin Cannon.
All right, Soup, then we're going to slot back to 11th here, and Fred Thompson, who gets in trouble there at the very, very end. He'll finish 11th. John Wilco, 12th. Jeff Gow, 13th. Travis McQuistion, 14th. Jeff Ryan, 15th. Randy Yoakum, 16th. 17th, going to go to James Krahula. Brad Collins, 18th. Norman Pelletier, 19th. And Calvin Filarski rounds out 20.
And then the guys that had trouble, Don Runkle, Jeff Ward, Woodrow Mahan, and Scott Eckridge. Now, Sean, this is the last round of the summer segment, so you have an announcement to make here, something we know about?
We do. Jeff Ward is going to be your summer champ, the summer session champ. He is going to take that down. Certainly had a little rough night tonight, but he had cushion. He had room to give.
Yeah.
James Krahula, who was chasing him, obviously James had his trouble, so Jeff able to hang on to that and wins that summer session by 62 points over James Krahula, and congratulations to him. But we don't have him to talk to, but we do have our winner, Michael Krobach, and Soup, you caught up with him.
Michael, congratulations on the win. Man, they did not make it easy on you at the very end. Let's talk about those final laps. Protecting the top side, boy, down close to the grass, down the main straight. Was that the plan?
Yeah, Soup, that was a tough race, man. We had a really fast number 7 HPP simulation clipping that Apex Amsdale by Adam Blattel Toyota Tundra hit today, and I knew we were one of the trucks to beat, and we were, had a pretty comfortable lead. I was hoping that a caution wouldn't come out, and then with around, 15, 20 to go, caution came out, and our pit crew, a little rusty, only run one truck race this year, gave us a 15-second stop that lost us 4 positions, and had to fight back. Was watching Kyle Larson make the moves there on the restart in the race today, and tried to take some lessons from that.
There you go. So you were up there most. You didn't fall too far back. You were up front a long time. Clean air seemed to really be helpful, huh?
Oh yeah, the nose of the truck would get planted, and we just sail away. I think we had probably one of the trucks to beat tonight for sure. Qualifying, the wind gusts were really unpredictable. Kind of screwed our lap up there. But my plan was to kind of settle into a rhythm. I did a couple long runs in practice there to see what the tires would do, and I wanted to kind of keep the tires under me during the race. And so I wasn't, driving around 90% most of the time, and just, seeing what other people were doing on strategy and stuff, and it worked out.
Let me ask you this question. Could there have been a green flag stint that was short enough that you would have stayed out on tires? Some of these stints were like 7-8 laps, and everyone was coming in. Tires must have been big, huh?
Yeah, tires are pretty important, I think, just judging by, how it was to get around some of those guys who took no tires on a couple lap runs. I didn't want to be in that position. We had too good of a truck to kind of, burn ourselves there on no tires. So wanted to play it safe, take 4 tires the whole time. We weren't running for points, so that halfway caution there when James stayed out and stuff, that didn't matter to me because we're not here to take the points. So just wanted to play it conservative and go when it was time to go. Tyler gave me a run for my money there. He was, great racer. Ran me pretty hard, pretty clean, and we kind of both brushed the wall off a turn 2 there with 2 to go, like it was Darlington or something. But worked out for us, and I'm happy to put Loud Pedal Motorsports into victory lane. Team's got 51 wins now, and I finally got one for the team that I started, so it feels pretty good.
There you go. And this is the end of the summer segment, so the fall segment coming up, 10 fresh races. Let's see what you can do in that one. Get yourself maybe a segment win.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna try to run as many races as we can here, just to get more seat time and get some more wins for the team.
Got it. Congratulations on a good race today. There's your winner, Michael Krobach. Sean?
All right, and boy, glad we get a chance to talk to Tyler Dalton. Tyler, Congratulations! It was a great race, man. You lost the downforce on the front there at the end, didn't you?
I'm not sure. It's just lost the downforce. I was just trying to make something happen in turn 1 and 2 there. I knew Michael was a little bit faster in 1 and 2. I'd been searching, trying some different lines, and I'd found one I was pretty happy with, but then I sort of just followed him up into the wall there. But I'm happy with third. I was going for the win there, so third is great. The Chevron Haviland Kirkwood Transport Services Silverado was excellent. I mean, in 3 and 4, I felt like I was the fastest truck out there by far, but just didn't quite have it in 1 and 2.
Buddy, listen, I picked you going into this one. I know you're going to win one of these things sooner or later. You were right on the edge tonight. No disappointment. You're happy with third, right?
Yeah, that was a fun race. That was fun racing Michael. We raced each other clean. I mean, I had a few situations where I could have forced the issue there, but he's never raced me dirty, so I was going to race him clean. That's the way I like to race, the way I like to be raced. So.
Well, listen, great job. Third place tonight. Third place in the summer standings. And listen, again, it was a good show you put on us for tonight. I really thought you had it going there at the end, and you catch just a little bit of bad luck, and you had enough left in the truck, though, after that to get across in front of Joe Hassert. Well, I know it'll love to get on the podium, but again, great race, Tyler. You'll go. I'm sure you'll be here for Bristol, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the contact with the wall didn't hurt the truck that bad. It still drove pretty good. I was pretty confident I could hold on to third. Like I said, I wish that run was about 10 laps longer, because I think I was better on the long run, but sometimes that's just where the luck falls.
Yeah, it is, man. All right, well, listen, I know you'll be back to get him next week, so we'll see you then, and thanks a lot again. Congratulations on the third place run tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that was Tyler Dalton and Soup. We got time for one more here. Jeff Ward, the man who took home this summer session.
If there is a spoonful of sugar, it would be a segment championship that would help the bitter medicine of a 22nd place finish in the race result go down. And of course, we're talking about Jeff Ward. Congratulations, not so much on the results today, Jeff, but on the segment championship.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's not the way we want to end. Coming to the end of the segment here, that was a pretty bad night. Me and Jeff Ryan just got together there coming out of 2, 3 wide racing, hard racing there, and it was probably a little too early to be racing hard, but track position was pretty important, and got together and just plowed the wall. So nobody's fault really, just hard racing, and at least we got the summer championship, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and after the interview, we'll go ahead and show the standings as they stand right now, but let's talk about your late arrival and what your real-life schedule is like coming up here in the fall, because the pace you're going, you got a chance at the big prize.
Yeah, we started pretty late there, and we're still a good ways back. I think probably 230 points back or something like that, and there's some pretty strong guys up front. I don't think we'll be able to make it back up to them, but could keep trying. Maybe a couple of them might have bad luck. You never know. We could sneak in the picture, but it's a long, hard road there. But I have fun at least trying to get back up there.
What is your vehicle of choice, your favorite vehicle on the iRacing service? Is it the truck or something else?
I like the Xfinity car. I think we're leading points over there by a pretty good little number, and had some good luck in that car most of the year. So yeah, I definitely like the Xfinity car, and then the trucks, and then still trying to get a grasp on the Cup car. We've been fortunate enough to win a couple there, but that car's pretty tricky for me still. So still a work in progress.
Your club is the Mid-South. What actually state do you hail from? Where's that accent from?
It's south of Louisville, Kentucky here. So we're kind of out in the sticks here.
Got it. Racetrack country. Enjoy bourbon and thoroughbreds is what they're known for down there, and some good short track racing. So congratulations on the championship that you picked up here, the segment championship.
Yep, thank you. And I just want to say congrats to Mike Krobach, my teammate. He's had some bad luck. I think he might have finally broke that curse, so hopefully he'll start laying down some wins here. So that's awesome too.
Okay, Sean, and we're going to go now. What are we going to do here, Sean? We're going to hand it off to somebody?
Yeah, we're going to hand it off to James. James going to present the Summer Session Award here to Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, you in the 10 race segment, we counted the top 9 points from the summer segment. Again, you made your first start at Eldora, coming out and winning, and truthfully, just nothing short of dominant. In those 9 races that count, we have 6 wins, 9 top 5s, 9 top 10s, a total of 423 points, 74 bonus points, and overall a very, very clean summer segment as well. Locking up before even coming into tonight, so you'll be awarded $20 for your summer segment champion, and then we'll hopefully see you for the full season. You've definitely made your way into the top 10 there on the overall standings as well, so it's still an uphill battle, but definitely something that's not out of the picture. So Jeff Ward, congratulations on your 2017 summer segment truck championship.
Yep, thanks, James. And I just got to hand it to the team. With you being a part of the team, you know how important it is to working together and just trying to get in there and get a lot of practice. And it's been a hell of a streak. So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and your cup currently in 8th, 215 back. But if you have another summer segment just like if you had another fall segment just like you did on your summer, you could definitely be right there as well. So again, congratulations. We'll see you here for the start of the fall.
Yep, thank you.
And there you have it. Congratulations to Jeff Ward. Sean, I have a question. If James Krahula wins the fall segment, will he give the award? Will he present it to himself?
James?
We'll probably get Brian in here for that one.
Okay.
Or worst case scenario, we'll get Ricky or Scott. I know Scott doesn't really like talking to people, but we'll make someone else do that. But we still have a couple of races before we have to worry about that.
We can let our director pan your voice right and pull left and pull right and pull left, so it sounds like there's 2 people. All right,
we'll do like the that lower voice channel thing, like the voice changer. It'll be great.
There you go. That's it. We'll put the voice disguiser on you. All right, that's going to wrap it up for everybody here on the GSRC, on the Global Sim Racing channel. Let's go ahead and thank everybody at the Premier Racing League for organizing this series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Thanks to American Pool Supplies, your best bet for quality pool supplies. Sean and I could go on in quite depth about our history as pool cleaners, but we won't do that. We'll spare you all that one and hopefully keep us out of trouble. Sean, who do you got next?
Boy, and that pool cleaning is all about the experiences, Soup. All
sure
about
is.
the experiences, buddy. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that you see on the screen now and that we use on our broadcast every time we're on the air. The original music you've heard on today's broadcast is thanks to the great Erica Combe and the magnificent one, Casey Lund. See the screen for how to contact each of them. Now, next up for the Premier Racing League is the Bristol 150. Now, for the American Pool Supply Truck Series is from Bristol, the Bristol 150. We go under the lights from Bristol Motor Speedway, the Coliseum, baby. GSRC will be there to bring you all of the action. We hope you join us. Don't forget to join us Thursday night. We'll be back here at Michigan with the Premier Racing League Patriot Fire Cup Series, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I will make sure not to miss that. And if you'd like to find out more about GSRC, including dates and times of upcoming broadcasts, your best bet is GlobalSimRacingChannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. And just to spotlight my stupidity, I thought it'd be a good idea a few broadcasts ago that we mentioned also that you go to the GSRC YouTube channel because that's where I spend most of my time. And then I realized, well, I was informed that if you're watching this broadcast, you've already gone there. So it's really kind of pointless for me to tell you to do that. So finally, on behalf of Crackers, our director Joe Peak, and our camera artist Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard. We'll see you on the track.